we go.
Okay.
Is this a game that you had been streaming previously? I don't remember.
Oh yeah, no. Pokemon Colosseum I have streamed before. Um, it was only during a time where Mike was on, and he wanted me to play. He wanted to play XD, but I didn't have XD for. I don't have XD, so I thought as a good replacement, Pokemon Colosseum could be a nice little thing, and I wanted to play this only when Mike was on.
Yeah, I've lost track of how many console games you're playing, but at least you're kind of taking them off because you beat Breath of the Wild last weekend, right?
Yep.
So, slowly but surely making progress on games to be checked off. See, I can't handle that for doing my own streams. I'm only going to play one game at a time in any stream I might be doing.
Yeah, what I'm doing is a little inefficient, but yeah, what I'm doing is, yeah, I'm checking off games. I had, like, Psychonauts and Pokemon Colosseum planning on today, but I figured that,
Oh, you're going to play Psychonauts as well?
I was thinking about it too, because you're here, but I thought Colosseum would be more appropriate at the moment because Mike has been on for long enough to make me have me play this. So, oh yeah.
Yeah, I think for me, I got Night in the Woods. You did mention at one point about playing the Mother games, and I've kind of like been considering that actually. The thing is, the only Mother game that I know like well enough to play it confidently for a stream is Earthbound or Mother 2.
Yeah.
So the other games, it's like a debate. I should play them in order, I feel like would be the best way to do it, but
Probably.
maybe it would be best to like do playthroughs or practice runs of the other games before I'm playing them on stream. I mean, I want to get Mother 1 plus 2 and Mother 3 the next time I'm in Tokyo anyway, so I can play those.
Are you gonna play
like,
them in like Japanese or English?
I think I would play them in English. I think one thing I could show off is first of all, I've never even played Mother 1 before ever in either language.
Oh yeah.
I've beaten Mother 3 once with the fan translation and played part of it in Japanese. But with Mother 1, I could play Clyde Mandelin's fan translation of the Mother 1 plus 2 version. Because he did an English translation of the game, a fan translation. And also, while they're in the process of coding that, because Mother 1 is notorious for being really difficult, they include an item that you can get from the very beginning of the game that makes battles a little bit easier. That makes the game a bit more user-friendly.
Okay.
So playing that version of the game might be a good thing to do for stream.
Might be. Yeah, because, yeah, that's one of the games, like, one reason why I want to play it is because I want to experience it based on one, trying to get influenced for one of the games I'm trying to make, and the influence is definitely, Earthbound.
Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of why I like Earthbound so much, is that, like, even when I was a kid, I liked the idea of having an RPG that wasn't, like, a fantasy world, but more like a contemporary, realistic setting, which is kind of more what Earthbound is. Where it's just, you know, like 1990s America is the setting of the game.
Yeah.
Or, well, it starts in America and then goes elsewhere, but yeah.
God dang it, hyper mode.
What does it do in hyper mode?
It basically, it doubles its attack, but it doesn't listen to me, like, almost, like, half the time. And it gets into hyper mode really often. So in Pokemon Colosseum, the story goes is that I'm playing in a, is it like country or continent?
No, I played through the game.
Oh, you played through Colosseum. Oh, I did not know that.
Yep, and I killed everyone.
Wow, rude. We're in Genocide Run.
I mean, Shadow Pokemon can hurt people, so.
I mean, there's no logic as to why Pokemon couldn't hurt people. It's just in the games they just don't allow it. There's no really actual explanation.
I mean, do you want to see like a 10-year-old kid murder people?
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to see animals murdering people in a cartoon game, tune into my stream of Mother 3 eventually.
Oh, that's too dark. Oh no. Oh no.
Oh, you're being mean to women.
No, it's because the Ruri, the girl behind me.
Wow, dude, rude.
No, the girl.
Korean Nick is sexist, dude. Wow, canceled.
Yeah, like he says, what? What kind of man battles a feral?
Freaking rude, dude.
But the woman behind.
Nick beating up on women.
But this girl told me to beat her up because she called her a wallflower.
Dude, you're never gonna become a digits guru that way.
You're not gonna get you're not gonna get digits. Like just.
But Kyle told me I have to go be aggressive
When did I ever say that?
in your mind, in my dream.
Well, stop dreaming about me then.
Oh my god, it's Noctowl. Noctowl, like, Pokemon sizes in this game is just so odd.
What, how Noctowl's as big as a person?
Oh yeah, no, he's
And
like,
the ladybug is almost as big as an owl.
yeah. It's so odd.
You know, how is it that Groudon could fit inside a building? Like in games like or just any of the games over like are like was it Gen 3 Sapphire?
Yeah.
Yeah, you could just bring a legendary Pokemon inside a building. And no one-
Yeah, and that was in Heart Gold Soul Silver, yeah, where they follow behind you.
Yeah.
And like Rayquaza and Groudon are just massive.
Yeah. Or like even Onyx.
Yeah, it's true.
Kyle complains, stop tripping about me.
Oh my god, dude. James is like the person updating that thread now.
Oh, by the way, it was not too long ago, but Ruby and Sapphire have, I think it was like their 14th anniversary?
Oh, anniversary? That would be 16. Oh my god, dude, we're old. Yeah, because I can count 2004 in the US.
Yeah, it will be 16, yeah.
Yeah, it would be 2006. It could be 2006 is around when Diamond and Pearl came out almost. The DS was already out in
I thought Diamond
2006.
and Pearl came out in 2008, but then again, I'm confusing that with Brawl.
Diamond and Pearl was in 07, but Platinum came out in early 2009.
Yeah.
So it's a bit late.
Suck.
Yeah, holy crap, it's been 16 years since Ruby Sapphire. That's crazy.
I remember Ruby and Sapphire coming out, and I wanted those games, but one of the reasons why I didn't get those games is because during the time Pokemon was considered as a kid's game, and a lot, like, if you played that, people would judge you.
Oh, do people call you gay or whatever for playing Pokemon? Yeah, there's
Something
like the shitty like late elementary school / middle school like masculine culture. Yeah, I know what you mean. Like, I just kept quiet about being into those games around most people.
I don't think
I middle school stuff because people were shitty about it.
I don't remember anyone in high school giving a shit. Like there was like
Well, that was about it was getting closer to a time where people stopped judging you, but when like Ruby and Sapphire came out, I was in middle school where people started judging you a lot. And
I feel like it was more middle school from what I remember, because middle school, like my middle school had a slightly smaller population, and so more people knew each other by name, you know. By the time I got to high school, my high school had like 1,800 students, so like you'd be labeled as a nerd if you're into that kind of thing, but people would generally just kind of leave you alone. Like at least like having that kind of a game as a hobby, people wouldn't care. People still got bullied based on like personality traits or looks and things like that at my high school.
oh yeah.
Like there are definitely still some people that got bullied, but it's not necessarily just for liking certain video games or whatever.
I remember one of my friends from like middle school to high school. He was always like he was one of those people that manages to say that he is a fan of Pokemon openly when it was around the time where people started judging people based on like what they play and all that stuff. So it's like he was also one of the reasons why I went back into getting Pokemon, and I was able to play a little bit of Sword Gen because he owned Ruby, Sapphire, and I think Emerald. So yeah, but I never owned Ruby and Sapphire as a kid, Emerald as well, and then Diamond is when my brother got it. And I played it.
Yeah, I remember Kingdom Hearts is really talked down upon, like around that time too.
Was it? I didn't think it was that.
Oh yeah, my middle school, yeah, there were some people who would like, yeah,
Huh.
they like the Disney characters and stuff.
Really? I never heard of that.
Yeah, or just, I mean, it was just like assholes. Like, dude, think about how well this is aged, where there would be like, at my middle school, there would be dudes who had PSPs who thought they were cool as fuck and talk down on people with DSs. Because they say like DSs are like gay or whatever. Like PSPs are the
oh
cool
my
thing.
god, I remember
I'm like,
that.
dude, you own a fucking PSP? You're the nerd, idiot.
Dude, I remember those. That made me want to get a PSP for the longest
PSPs
time.
are stupid, man.
I wanted to get a PSP when I was like younger because it was like so many people had it. It's like
It was in. I knew hardly anybody who had a PSP. Like the only people who bought them were like the douchey people who cared more about their image than the games they were playing.
I didn't have anybody who was caring like
This was just in the culture of my middle school at least, but yeah.
Yeah, I never had anyone like that, but I definitely know that feeling a little bit.
Sorry, why is that?
Seven Nation Army.
We were talking like before you came on, Kyle. We were talking about the Seven Nation Army, and James managed to like ask like, did you know about the orchestra version of Seven Nation Army? And he also found the animal version of Seven Nation Army.
Oh my god, I do not like that song at all. Like I really do not like it. But we played it in there's a pep band arrangement of that song that we played in high school, and the trumpet part, the lead trumpet part, gets really high up there. So it's one of those songs that was like really annoying to play at like the beginning of a football or basketball game when we're not really fully warmed up yet.
Oh, you said something like you and the other trumpet players would just fuck it up on purpose or something?
Yeah, well, it's there's like an actual written series of notes for most of the song. It's like that whole da 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 that riff, but and the very end of that song, there's a little thing where it's just like they have the rhythm written out, but the notes are X'd out, so they're not like an actual like pitch written out. It just says optional, play the highest notes possible. And so me and my friend Ryan would just be like, let's go, and just play like really obnoxious high notes that are not in any sort of key or anything, and it just sounds terrible. Yeah, well, it's not even like, they're not even necessarily in that sequence of like one note is higher than the other. It's just like blatting really obnoxious random notes.
Blat.
Blat. I always remember that anytime I would do something like play a wrong note, my band teacher would always call us out and make jokes in front of like the whole
Oh yeah, there was we also had a pep band arrangement of, it was basically the riff from the song Frankenstein. Do you know what that song is? Or it sounds like da 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 da. Does that sound familiar?
It sounds familiar, but I never played it. Yeah, definitely.
Oh, so it was just it was an arrangement of that little riff for a pep band, but all it is that same riff played in different keys. It doesn't actually continue like the regular song does. But in the actual song by that classic rock band, which is, it's an instrumental song, but they have this part where after that main riff, the keyboard does this thing where it's like do 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 do, and then like after the second time it goes like do do. It's just like these kind of goofy keyboard noises in the actual recording of that song. So me and another trumpet player, because we knew the song that thing was based on, tried to play that little keyboard lick during the rests. Where there's just like 2 beats of rest after each riff, and we decided to meme around and play it during a football game. So you hear us, the whole band is playing the same rhythm. We just hear da 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 da, and then 2 trumpet players go do 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 do, and then da 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 da, and then we just go da blah, and just like it sounds really terrible. And after that first little extra lick, we see our band teacher kind of look over in our direction like, what the fuck? and then we do like the da blah part, and he just like glares at us. So for the rest of the song, we just kind of stop doing that.
That's fun.
But then after he cuts off the band, he just looks straight at us. He's like, trumpets do not do that. It sounds sloppy. And then like, we're just sitting there like thinking he's just calling out the entire trumpet section, but then he knew it was us. He was like, Kyle and Tyler knocked that off, and we're like, okay, fine, God.
God, not having letters have been fun.
Oh, dude, there are so many stories from Pep Band. There was a I had a friend who, he was a trombone player. I'll call him Tom for his name because he had a fairly unique name that I probably shouldn't say just because, you know.
Hi, Tom.
Well, just like a unique Asian name.
Yeah.
But
Oh, now I know he's Asian. Gotcha.
yeah. But on to say, like, it isn't. I could say it off recording sometime, but basically he had a name that like got a lot of laughs because it sounds like kind of a suggestive word in English.
Oh no.
So yeah. So anyway, he was a trombone player and he just liked to mess around with me because he's a really funny guy where he'd like play like very close to my ears at games sometimes, or just play really obnoxiously. And there's this one game, a football game, where he was just like not emptying his spit valve on purpose throughout like the entire game, just to like meme around. Some of the other trombone players would do a thing where they'd like, just to avoid getting spit on people, they would put like plastic bags on the end of their spit valve or something so it just soaks up that way. But Tom was just not doing that. And when we won a game, we had to play our fight song at the end, which actually you were never in Viking Bandit Western, were you?
Nope.
Oh, because it's the fight song we had in my high school is actually the same fight song that Western used.
Ooh.
Interestingly enough. But we're playing a fight song at the end, and Tom is right behind me, and he hasn't been emptying his spit valve. So as soon as he gets to like the first note where he's got to really throw his slide out, it just shoots spit like a water gun all along the length of my left arm down to my hand. Just spit all over my entire arm and my hand. And I just like cringe really strongly, but I still gotta like play the fight song as a lead trumpet player. So I'm just continuing to play, but like my arms are all scrunched up because I'm like, ew. And our tuba player at the time, who is like a guy in my Boy Scout troop at the time as well, so he like knew me, and he saw that happen to me, and he just laughed so hard he couldn't continue playing. Just like at the end of the song, like just my arms just covered in spit. And I turn around, I'm like, dude, what the fuck, man?
Speaking of Western, actually, Western just got a whole lot worse out of recent events today.
Because of Corona, or?
Oh yeah, because of Corona. Because like, okay, so original.
Oh, did we? What? I haven't looked into what happened with that one incident.
I won't say what it is.
Yeah, I haven't looked into it
There
much.
you go.
I haven't.
I was gonna say what happened, but James just said it.
Well, James, we shouldn't talk about it still.
We probably shouldn't talk about it in detail on the stream just because.
And also, I didn't think it fully picked up because we were talking over it, but
Yeah.
nonetheless, that detail I don't know much about it. From the last I heard, it was just like they're still investigating. That's it.
Doing like an autopsy and stuff. Yeah.
And then but going at Western, so they originally were supposed to have classes. So they were having their finals and everything. And rest of the classes for online and everything. And they just finished all the finals and all that. But according to one of my friends, is that they were also gonna have classes online until like some beginning of like a little bit into like April. So like first week of April. And that was it. That was the original plan. However, because of the announcement today, they're forcing every single university, UW, Wazoo, and WW, they are forcing the entire spring quarter to be online only. No in classes, no more.
I mean, that's for the best in terms of not spreading the virus, but I'm sure that's going to be a shit show for like professors who have never done that kind of thing before.
It's also that, and the border for Canada and stuff like that is at this point closed. Like they're closed off unless you're essential for a whole month. So now we have even more people coming in. We got people, apartments trying to fill in people needing like place to live because of the housing. And also, I just heard from a friend that apparently commencements, the winter and spring commencements are being put together.
Oh, that's oh my god. That's just nuts. Commencement is such a waste of time anyway. Did you go to yours?
Oh yeah, I did. Come on, man.
It was so boring, man. It was so boring.
It was boring, but at least I went to it because I wanted to be up there and be special.
Oh, there's also like a ton of really obnoxious parents like throwing a tantrum because like there was like a ceremony was like canceled, like there's a
So they can't get the precious picture of their 22-year-old child with their
Basically.
fake-ass diploma.
Basically.
It's like I got to like
It's like
I
there's
don't
a
know.
global crisis going on.
Yeah, it's like at mine, I got to have that, I guess, that nice sentiment of having like 1 or 2 pictures and like talking to like AUAP students at the time who were excited that I graduated. But like, other than that, the ceremony was so dumb because like when I was in high school, you got to choose who you're walking with, when you like walk out to the audience. So I got to like hang with like the drummer of my band at the time, and we were just kind of like quiet. We were some of the first people to get our diplomas, so we were just kind of sitting there just chilling. We did the double clap a lot, which is a clap I developed in Boy Scouts, where you do 2 claps in sync, and it sounds really funny if you get a whole lot of people to do it at once when a name is called.
Oh.
So we're just sitting there messing around, but at Western's graduation, I got separated from everybody I knew, so I was not near anyone I knew, and just had to sit through like these really crappy like commencement speeches by people who were not very good public speakers. And I wasn't like, I couldn't talk to anyone. I was just like sitting there, it was not worth
I mean,
sitting through that long ceremony.
well, actually, yeah. If you had friends in different majors, yeah, they would ask you to be in like separate ones. But I was like, for me, I was able to sit with a few of my friends because we were in the same major, and it was just like, hey, let's just sit together, because they didn't go in like order of like last name or first name or whatnot. They go by order by like, I guess, degree.
Oh, they did it by naming at my ceremony, so it's just me with a bunch of like people kind of in the middle of the alphabet.
Didn't you do
I
yours
got-
during winter?
I had a spring commencement.
Oh, okay. Weird.
And I
guess they changed it.
there was one guy who has a last name that starts with the same letter as mine, but we ended up in different parts of the line. I mean, even when it comes to the major, like most of the people, like, I don't even know about friends, but let's say like acquaintances, like people that I could like talk to or have a conversation with if I saw them on campus. Like, I didn't really like most of the people I knew from English classes because a lot of them are really like stuck up.
Yes.
Like, there are a lot more people that I liked and got along with in my Japanese classes who were cool, especially in my last year because a lot of them also did AUAP volunteering with me. So we would like talk during AUAP classes or sometimes get lunch together on campus and whatnot. But the English major, not so much. But even then, I wasn't really around even people I knew from English classes at the ceremony.
Yeah.
So yeah, parents need to shut up because it's like not even a big deal, like college commencement.
I mean, like, I don't think my parents would be fully with it as well. Like, it was like basically the exact same thing as I was in high school, except I got to sit with my friends because it wasn't based on last names. Because like in my high school, it was literally based on last names and all that. I think.
Yeah, mine they let you
Yeah.
choose in advance who your walking partner was, and mine had his last name is pretty close to mine in the alphabet anyway.
Yeah, they never did alphabet for mine. But it was funny because actually in high school, I was sitting next to a girl and she was sitting next to another guy, and the other guy was named Nick as well. So I made a joke of, yeah, you're in a Nick sandwich now. It's like everyone was just like chuckling. It's like, yeah, you're in a Nick sandwich. It's just like, yeah, I couldn't help myself.
Yeah, at my high school graduation, it's funny because I actually missed the rehearsal of the thing happening where they like have you practice like the walking out process and stuff.
Oh yeah.
I missed that because I had an excuse because I had to go to a jazz band performance at an elementary school nearby. So I just skipped it. So like my walking partner Chandler was like attending, and so I was just like, all right, whatever, just fill me in on Saturday because I got a show to play. I got to like skip that goofy process.
Nice.
Is there anything else funny that happened?
I know that one time when I was going to prom, it was actually I don't know why we did it, but so when I was going to prom, I was with a group of people, like in a group with my date and like their dates and all that stuff. And
Ooh.
we were in a limo. We were going to downtown, and it was basically like like the limo driver would always stop every once in a while, like at stoplights and stuff. And then so me and another friend just like hold down the window, and every time a person walked by, like we were just like bored and had fun. Like every time a person just walked by the limo, we would just go say like, "Hey, hey, hey." It's like, even driving slowly, it's like, "Hey, hey, hey, hey." We just kept doing that until we reached our destination. We're just like, why did we even do that?
That's such a high school thing to do. But yeah, at the graduations, because I had to go to graduation every year because of the band, and we had to perform. And playing graduation music is such a pain in the ass because it just like repeats forever.
Yeah.
But one thing I do remember is that sitting from kind of toward the side of the stage where we're like behind all the speakers, it's really hard to hear anything that people are saying in the speeches because there's a real. We had our graduation. I guess I won't say where it is, but basically it's like a sports arena
Oh yeah, I think I know.
in
what
our
it is.
area. You probably know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's in there, and so it echoes really, really strongly with the speakers. And so from the band stage, we would just make fun of it because anytime somebody spoke into the mics, all we could hear is the first couple words, and then they're drowned out by the echo. So the way me and like my trumpet friends would do like impressions of it, where a principal would be like, "I'm really proud of the because all of you have that's basically what it sounded like." And so we would just like make fun of the graduation speeches like that. That's how it sounded from the band side of things. But then at my actual graduation, me and my friend who I walked with were sitting near the front row, like right in front of the speakers. So we didn't have the echo. We just got blasted by like all of the speeches. Like it was so loud.
Yeah.
Especially when our principal at the time of my school had a very deep and like booming like bass range voice. So like nobody's talking to the microphone and everything, just like the band's playing, we walk out, we stand there, we sit down, and then our principal directly in the microphone is just like, "Thank you." And it's like we're like, "Oh my god," and we like jumped back because it was so loud.
Wow.
So then like when I like went and like regrouped with like my band friends after the ceremony just to like chat with them, like one of them just like told me, she's like, "Kyle, I'm very proud of blah 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 blah," and I was like, well, I could actually hear it loud and clear from where I was sitting.
That's funny. Yeah, my band, my high school's graduation, actually, we alternated between the orchestra and the band. Yeah, no, we always switch around between the orchestra and the band, and it was like, I think, yeah, my junior year, it was the band's turn to play. I don't know if I told you the story how I got in trouble and could not play at my at that graduation. Did I ever tell you?
Oh really?
Oh yeah, no.
You got in trouble so you weren't allowed to?
Oh yeah, no. Okay, so the story goes is that there was this giant fountain area nearby, okay? And it was all scoring water, and people would always go down there and just like have fun playing the water and stuff like that, okay? And keep in mind, I was not the only one who thought of doing this. I was just one of the people who got caught. And I decided to join in on the fun. And a bunch of us went down, touched the thing, and went back up. And I decided to go down too. Going down, just like run down, touch it, and go back up. It's like one of those things like, yeah, I'll just do it really quickly. It's like, no big problem. One of the things that was a big problem was I actually lost my footing. So I actually slipped, but I didn't slip on my face. I ended up slipping and crashing into this metal thing, which is in the middle of the whole entire place, with my knees. And you just hear like a doom.
Oh, ouch.
Everyone would hear it. It just like, ooh. I had to just like walk back up, and everyone would just ask, "Are you okay?" It's like, yeah, I am okay. It was just like my kneecaps were just.
I thought you were just gonna say you fell into the fountain, like got like soaking wet or something.
Oh no, I was like being sprayed. This fountain was huge, so you get sprayed everywhere. So no matter what, I was getting wet. So, and the people and I got like caught because one, I was stupid and I forgot that I didn't bring another set of clothing. So my whole shirt and everything was like see-through a little bit. And
That's so high school.
yeah, and the and a couple of my other like friends also got caught. However, one like, and this was also Sean, who was also there. One of the things that really pissed him off though was that one of our bandmates, who was a drum major at the time, basically did not get caught or did not was not forced to not play basically at the graduation because I don't know, like it was obvious that she was like soaking wet and everything, and then I think like some people even called her out, but our band teacher never took her out of the playing.
Yeah, she was like the GP of band.
Yeah, it was basically one thing that always pissed off him, and still to this day pisses him off, that happened. And it was just like, yeah, no, after us getting caught, that's not really acceptable.
Yeah,
I mean, it was
I remember
fine.
at graduations, or sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I was just saying, like, I accepted mine because I was being a little stupid, but not with everyone else who did not get punished the same way, was a little bit unfair.
Yeah, there's always cases like that of just like everybody's doing something, but only the person who's in the wrong place at the wrong time gets in trouble for it. Yeah, well, I remember one other thing that people do during graduations is that it was in the big sports stadium, and for some reason, probably because it's near like a first aid kind of area or something,
Yeah.
there were just boxes that had like help yourself selections of latex gloves. Like you could just take them if you wanted to have them. Maybe it's so the janitors could get access to them as well. But basically you could just get latex gloves from wherever this place was, like down the hallway near our stage entrance area.
Yeah.
And so, because we had a lot of time to kill at graduation before we could play or before people are arriving, some people from band would just take latex gloves and just mess with them because they would blow air into them and inflate them like balloons and then tie them up, and it would be like sitting there among like the band seats, just smacking an inflated latex glove through the air like we're playing like beach volleyball or like with a balloon, you know?
Oh yeah.
Or they like put them on the ends of like brass instruments and like inflate them by blowing air through like a trumpet or something. That was another thing. But yeah, when it came to people getting in like trouble, I think I've already told you about the thing about the town we would go to where people would get the hot sauce.
Yeah. You told me that.
Yeah. Where basically the summary of that is that a drummer for a band bought some really powerful hot sauce by collecting basically a GoFundMe from bandmates to buy this hot sauce, and then he got it, brought it to school. Some people tasted it, and it was so strong that they puked from it. And so it got a new rule added to the entire school district discipline code that banned the consumption of excessively spicy foods on all school grounds in the area. It was so formally worded, but it was so obvious that it was our drummer's fault that rule got introduced. You can go ahead and tell your thing. I'm still thinking.
Yeah, so like one of the things about my bandmates, like apparently Sean told me not too long ago, like I think about a month or two ago, like apparently when after like even to this day, apparently my band teacher still tells people not to be like him or I. Like, it's like, okay, so I understand Sean because he was a loud person and a troublemaker in the bit. Like, he even fully admits this. But I didn't think I was that much of a troublemaker. I mean, yeah, I did some stupid things, but I didn't think I was in that much trouble. But yeah, apparently he even tells like some of the new people that I have never met to not be like me, and probably that makes it sound like he probably tells a bunch of stories of us goofing around in like all of band and saying like, yeah, don't ever be like these people.
That's funny. I was actually like one of the more, I guess as far as my band teacher is concerned, like respectable people, you know.
Yeah.
Like he nominated me for like a student of what was it, like a senior award thing at the senior awards night for like best like male music student in my section of the school. So I mean, you know, I occasionally did things that pissed him off, but I was not like a troublemaker in band because I was like so like shy and awkward and stuff. But he would yell at me occasionally for goofing off during class or something, but I never did anything like bad. So especially compared to other people in the band, because oh my god, dude,
I can't.
some of the percussionists.
Oh, percussionists in my band were always troublemakers too. Like,
Oh,
well,
they broke shit. They did the like the spicy hot sauce thing.
those were like the people. The biggest troublemakers in my band were the mellophones or French horns. Those were always the people.
Huh. My French horns are barely even there.
Oh no, our French horns
Barely exist. It was hard to get French horn people into our band.
like our
Like nobody played the instrument. We had to teach some other people how to play it.
It was all like our band was basically like it would be the fight between the trumpets and clarinets gathering as many people to make us the biggest like section ever. And at one point during our band like camp, the section leaders of both clarinets and trumpets put us together to make a show, and they called us the Clumpets. And it would be that the tubas would be the basically at this point the meme team, because they would make up like so many funny things. Percussionists would vary between like actually fun people to like kind of less like silent people. So it's kind of like one of those like good people and not like just fun people. Mellophones were always the troublemakers in a sense because they always like are the ones get called out for either be playing bad or just making like weird decisions. Flutes will always be the ones that we always like people say it's like, yeah, you have to put your arms straight, and it's like, don't do this, do this kind of thing. Your attitude is like always yells at them for not playing like straight posture. Let's see, what else did that? Saxophone.
I think your school is more serious about band stuff than mine. I'm pretty sure because your band is more prestigious.
Oh yeah,
so.
no, our band was what more prestigious. Like our high school band was one like the biggest out of all high school bands almost in the nation, because like we went.
Oh my god, really?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, no, I'm serious because we went to Pasadena a lot of the time. Like we went to Pasadena once, and I heard many people like, and keep in mind Pasadena, like the Rose Bowl, we went there with people over all like from bands over the world. Some from Singapore, some from like across the nation kind of thing.
Damn, dude.
These guys were high schoolers, by the way, and I think maybe one or two of them were like universities in a sense. And our band would be like the second biggest band there, and it's like, man, this university band is so big. And it's like, we're not a university. It's like, wait, what? It's like, we're high schoolers. And it's like, dude, that's such a big band for high schoolers. Like, we had 300 plus kids in total.
Oh my god, dude. How big was your high school in terms of population?
Over 1,000.
Well, mine was like 1,800, but like, I went to like kind of a shitty high school in a shitty area, and like, my high school band teacher was a brand new teacher. He was like 25 years old during my freshman year. And so he was like new, and like my high school is also new. Like my high school had been around for it hit its 10-year anniversary when I graduated. And so it was like a school that the bands didn't really have as much of its own identity at the time.
Yeah, my high school band is actually pretty well known. It's like we always joked that almost like every 1/4 of the population is basically in the band or like Yeah, no, like basically the music fine arts students are like for both like choir, orchestra, and like band. We almost consisted, like all of us almost consisted like the entirety of like half of the high school. So it's like 1/4 of a high school people are literally in the band.
Yeah, that's the complete opposite for my high school culture, because that's, you know, like, the band was, like, the whole fine arts department was kind of a niche part of the school, because my school is so cliquey, and, like, this is why the whole term, like, GP exists. Because, like, as a joke, we were kind of, like, making ourselves, like, the band people, kind of like a separate entity from, like, the rest of the school and how shitty it was.
Oh yeah, no, ours would just joke around. This is like, like,
And, like,
yeah,
nobody
some
had, like,
people-
respect for the band, and we, like, continuously get cut out of, like, school assemblies and, like, football game performances and stuff.
Yeah,
Like,
our
it was just, like, so much disrespect. It was because, like, our high school dance team was, like, award winning, and they were really snobby, and so they would get, like, we would get our band performances cut in favor of having a dance team performance and be like, wow, whatever, man.
wow.
Guess they don't want us.
Yeah. My high school band would always play at every home football game.
Well, so would mine.
Yeah, all home basketball games.
Uh-huh.
We would play.
That's normal, though.
Yeah, we will all have our concerts like a few of the throughout the year. We had our own jazz band. We had jazz band 3, 2, and its ensemble. We had our concert bands, the symphonic band, Wind Symphony, and Wind Ensemble. Yeah, basically and we had our own marching uniforms, like really, really expensive and still look kind of new marching uniforms, which were also very sweaty. It's like my high school band actually is really well like known because they actually traveled a lot. Like before I went in, they went to China.
Dude.
Yeah, they went to China. At least that's the biggest one. And they went to Pasadena at least twice before I went. And that was like 2008, I think, is when they went there once. And like back in the 1990s is when they went the first time. Then when I went to high school in 2011, they went to London. Then I went to Pasadena. And then nearing my end, we played at Victoria. We played at Disneyland a little bit, when we were in Pasadena. And then after I left, they went to the concert band people went to Australia. After that,
Dude, that's like expensive as hell too. Like,
oh,
you gotta really be a serious band to make that happen.
Oh no, we were such a serious band.
Yeah, that's like capital S serious, capital
Yeah.
B band.
Yeah, it was that, and even our jazz bands were semi-serious because we always go every year to Spokane to go to a jazz competition every year, and it would be like all three jazz groups, bands would go together and go to this competition, and we play our pieces of music and we get judged. We get critiqued, like the solo ensemble things.
I'm aware, yeah.
It's like that, but with jazz band groups, and we get judged and we practice a little bit, and then afterwards, then they just let us go, and they tell who is going on to this final competition, where they can say like, oh, who's third, second, and first place of these groups, and we have a little small performance at the very end. It was so long because every single normally if what we would normally do is that if none of us our band our jazz bands went into those final competition, we would just go home and be back home by 10 p.m. And this is like a 5-hour drive between them. So, but every single year, we had to stay there till like 11. Like we had to stay there till like 8 or 9, and then we had to drive back till 1 or 2 in the morning. at school.
Yeah, that's late as fuck. Yeah, we had some field trips like that as well.
Yeah, that's the only reasons why, because our jazz ensemble always gets into the finals. And just like, oh man. I'm so
Yeah, we
tired.
had less formal band contest type stuff that was regional, and we're kind of relatively from the same area of the state, so I don't know. But
I don't know.
but
if you
we-
ever
we-
went there.
I don't know. We had this one thing that was just like performing at this one location where it's just like we get like graded, but it wasn't really a contest in the sense that one band wins. It's more like you're graded on a scale of like 1 to something, and like you give yourself a pat on the back if you get like the highest score, which my band did like at least 1 year. And then other than that, just like regional festivals at some high schools. And there was one where we go to Central every year, and Central's pretty far.
Yeah.
And so there was at least 1 or 2 years where we get back at like midnight or 1 in the morning because like we get stuck on the snowy overpass partway on the way back. So like, yeah, I remember my freshman year we went to Central on a Thursday and we didn't get back home until like 1 in the morning. So we had to go to school the next day, you know, where like hardly got any sleep. Had to go to school on a Friday, so everybody was like super tired that day, and like we just get to band and we didn't actually play or anything. We just kind of reflected on the day and the performance that we had, but we were all just so dead tired we're like collapsed in our chairs
That's funny. Like,
after having to like go through like our normal classes for most of the day. And that was my freshman year where like some crap happened that year because like among other things, I think it was related to a business class assignment that another trumpet player and this trombone player bought a pack of Mountain Dew cans at the student store and were trying to sell the cans individually for a profit as part of they claimed it was part of some business class project or something to like be like sales doing stuff. So I got like a Mountain Dew for them. Some other people got some from them when we like drink a can of Mountain Dew, but they didn't sell all of them and needed to like they decided they needed to get rid of this Mountain Dew before going home for some reason. So they drank like 4 or 5 cans of Mountain Dew apiece within like a couple hours of the evening.
Jesus.
So they were like so sick the next day from all that caffeine and sugar at once. So they were just there the next day just like, oh, like the entire class. And other stuff that happened, this dude who is like a dumbass, a saxophone player who quit band after that school year, which is fine because he wasn't missed. But he smacked a smoothie out of another guy's hand when they're on a staircase because they're messing with each other, and it spilled a smoothie down an entire staircase that they had to clean up. And these like people who witnessed it knew that we were high school kids, so it made us look like, you know, little assholes basically. And the worst thing that happened that year was that a different saxophone player pressed one of the emergency alert buttons. Like the ones they have on our college campus that like call the cops basically.
Yeah.
In the event of an emergency. So basically we were like, after a performance, we got changed back into our normal clothes and we're gonna go like walk to the student union or whatever to eat lunch. And we're walking around, and Central's kind of a weird campus. It's not as straightforward as Western is, so it can be kind of easy to get lost if it's your first time there.
Yeah, I remember that.
And we're walking toward it, and this saxophone player who's just like being dumb was just like, oh my god, guys, where do we... He's just like chattering off, and it's just like, I don't know where we go right now, guys. Where do we go? Where are we supposed to go? I have no idea how to get around this campus. Hey, look, a button. And he just pushed the button before even like realizing what it was. And so we're like, oh my god, dude, no! And like, we all just, because there's a camera pointing down at those buttons to show who pressed them or what was going on at the scene. And, you know, in case somebody's like pressing it because they're getting like attacked or assaulted or whatever. There's a camera pointing down at that, so we all just panicked and ran away from the button.
Jesus.
So it wouldn't be on camera. But then, like, somebody, like, I wish they should have, decided to do the right thing and tell our band teacher what happened. So that the campus wouldn't, like, freak out and go on lockdown thinking that something was going on in the middle of the day. So, like, they told our band teacher, and our band teacher is an alumni of that school as well. So he, like, felt like an idiot having to, like, report this. We just, like, had to call up the security of the campus police being like, yeah, an idiot freshman from my school pressed an emergency button, so please call that off because it wasn't serious. But he like lectured that kid about that. He's like, dude, if you do any more dumb crap throughout the school, you're out of the band, okay? Or he's like, he's probably like, I can't kick you out of like band as a class, but I'm not gonna let you go on any more field trips if you do anything stupid like that.
Jesus. That sounds so bad. Speaking of like people feeling so sick, speaking of the London trip, the band, because I was in freshman year when the band did that. So the band actually had to go to school the next day because they got out off their flight, like they're flying back the day before from London, and London to Washington would be like a 16-hour flight or something like that, and
that's worse than Japan.
I think it was, or it could be less. I think it was like 12 maybe, but it was basically,
that's basically equal to Japan then. Yeah.
It was basically a long flight for them, and they had to go. They were super jet lagged, and because like my band was literally, as I said, 1/4 of the entire school. A lot of like during classes, like during like in between classes, you would see like half of the students gone. Like it would be almost like some of the hallways would be almost empty, and just like, yeah, this is what happens when most of the band just leaves.
Oh, that's funny.
And you're just
that sort of thing happens at the school I teach at sometimes. If like the track team has like an event to go to, and I'll just like have a class where like so many kids are absent, and it's like, well, we can't even do much today.
Right, yeah, because like, yeah, it's also weird that my high school not only is like, well, so here's the thing, like, you know the what was it? Like some kind of high school awards that they award the high schools in the sections of they are a 3A/2A school or 4A school and like a 1A school kind of thing. I don't know what those awards are called. But
I'm not even aware of that concept for high schools.
I know that it was there was like an award every year for those. In my high school, throughout my time I was there, always got that every single year. They would always win as the best 2A/3A school, and the A's are basically the sizes of the high schools. And and we always get that, and like in every single high school sport you can think of, we would always be one of the top teams in the entire state/nation. Like, I'm not kidding. Like, we would be great in golf, water polo, soccer. Like, we would always make state and get like first place, or like even play in the nation sometimes. The only high school sport that we always suck at though is football out of all of them. And it's actually kind of funny because out of all the times I was there, we only made it to the playoffs like one or two times for the state. And in my high school, we only have, at least when I graduated, one flag up there that says that we won a whole like championship in football. Every other sport we're good at, but football. And I think that's one of the reasons why also that my school is also pretty prestigious there. Also, James and Kai, you should get, whenever you guys are ready, you should get ready and do some Overcooked.
Oh, well, I finished eating. All right, everybody, thank you for tuning into the High School Band Stories edition of Retro Band Podcast. Follow us on SoundCloud. I'm actually, when I was setting up my thing, I actually put the Retro Band logo in my stream layout.
Oh, yeah. That's
the thing. I was like, I kind of decided to do what you're doing and not have like the game take up the entire screen size. So I just quickly set up a little like pitching ideas for an overlay. I had like the Retro Band logo, and then I did like a thing with like I got like a little cut out of the Twitch logo and just made a quick little image of the Twitch logos that have the names of both my username and yours to encourage people to follow both accounts.
I mean, it's also great. I also like having like not the entire screen. Like, I always like to have a little bit of other stuff on the sides. It's like
I think it looks a bit nicer, yeah.
Yeah, because like I've seen streams.
The screen size is plenty anyway.
Yeah, I've seen like streams that just do the whole game and nothing else, and just like that's kind of boring. It's like almost a YouTube video. So, but that's just me. I like having a little bit of extra stuff on the screen, like chats and all that stuff.
Yeah, I figured it would look nicer to not have the entire game take up the screen size. So
Oh yeah.
I think it works better. Night in the Woods is a very visually beautiful looking game too. So,
Oh man.
which you'll see at certain points.
Oh yeah. And
I actually didn't find out until after I beat the game that the Night in the Woods was made by a team of 3 people, basically,
oh, well, that's
for
impressive.
most of the game. Which, yeah. So and the guy who wrote the whole story for the game, and he worked as like an independent, like freelance animator before making the game. So his background is more in animation than in game design.
Mm.
But he like drew the game and everything. I found out after I beat the game because I've been thinking, oh, this art style looks kind of familiar. Is that he actually did the animation for a music video by like the solo project of one of my favorite bands.
Oh yeah.
There's like this music video that never officially got released because of some dumb legal reasons. But it's on YouTube, just like this really chill music video of like these animations
Mm-hmm.
in this really unique style. And I was like, oh my god, it was Scott Benson from Night in the Woods who drew this and animated it. It's a really cool coincidence.
Nice. Yeah, I always like for games. Depends on all that. Oh yeah, and you saw my announcement for One Shot that's gonna happen next Saturday.
Yeah, and Conquer and stuff as well.
I'm
For
giving
cast, I
time.
don't know if we necessarily need to plan super formally for cast, but if you want to do like a
I mean-
day where we have like a Terminator marathon or something.
Yeah, no, I was thinking for literally for cast, we just have like a schedule for next week whenever we like want to, and just say like join us for these times, because I feel like getting enough people for certain things is just gonna get a little chaotic and
Yeah, and I feel like we just pick or vote on for a movie like on the spot or something,
yeah.
rather than elaborately planning.
Yeah, I mean, James, you want to watch more of the hot, steamy
The
scenes.
creation of John Connor.
Wait, James, you said you didn't even see that.
He like went to the bathroom or something at the time of that scene.
It's like, wait, what did I miss? It's like, oh, you
The
missed
hot scene.
And you're like, no, we can go back for it. And I'm like, no.
I missed it. I want to watch that.
I forgot it. He's just like, oh, James, are you sure you don't want to watch it?
Yeah.
It's like, it's
That caught me off guard the first time I watched that movie too. I was like, oh my god, there's boobs in Terminator 1.
dude, it was like, okay, one of the things about, like sex scenes, it's just, oh my god, it's awkward to watch, in my opinion. It's just,
They can catch you off guard sometimes. Like that's the kind of thing where it's like if I'm watching a movie by myself, it's like I don't even think much of it when there's just a random sex scene like that in a movie. I'm just like, oh, there's a sex scene, all right. But it can be awkward to watch with either friends or family in the same room, you know?
it's just like my family. It's like if the sex
My
scene,
family does not talk about that sort of subject matter. Also, if there's like a sexual scene in a movie, it's like, oh god, please let it end.
Oh yeah, no, it's like I one of the things is just like it's okay. So it especially depends on how intimate it ever gets with all the angle shots or how long it is. But if it's like
Yeah,
something
if it's like
short,
implied nudity is one thing. If there's like noises and some shit where it's like borderline pornographic, it's like, oh my god, please stop.
dude,
Just hit the skip scene button.
dude, do you know the game Heavy Rain?
Say that again.
Do you know the game Heavy Rain?
Oh yeah, I'm familiar. I haven't played it, but I know there's like sex and nudity in it.
Oh yeah, no, it's like Heavy Rain requires you to hold the controller in like and press hold in buttons and move it to do actions, and it's just like, okay, for one thing, you have to act like you're undressing this girl, and it's just like, dude, really? Like this is
That's a bit much.
yeah, but it's also funny that once you fail button presses, they revert back. So it's like you're taking off this girl's clothing, but if you fail the whole sequence, he just puts it back on, and you have to restart it. And just like, oh,
Like that's
God.
realistic.
Yeah, it's like, oh god, man, I'm messing up. So
You're like, that was so bad. Put my shirt back on for me.
It's like, please make me, please end this.
Sex ed with Heavy Rain. Oh, that's funny. I think there was like in one of the Grand Theft Auto games on like the PlayStation 2, wasn't there like a sex scene that can happen where it's like, it's technically a sex scene where you're like pushing buttons or whatever, but like, there's no actual nudity. It's just them like fully clothed, like dry humping on a bed. And it's just
Oh,
like the
that-
most awkward thing. It's like a scene that solely exists to excite like 10-year-olds who are playing that game without their parents' permission.
So
You know?
yeah, that's Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, and that minigame is in the game, but not accessible. He's not normally.
Oh, it's where you had to like hack it because it was like a deleted scene or something.
Hack it or glitch it. Yeah, it was not supposed to be meant to be played in the normal game. People hacked it in and just like, oh god, yeah, even that's no, dude. There's even games where, like, I saw a game where it was a guy on a motorcycle. Basically, as you said, it was basically fully clothed. They're on the bed and doing all these maneuvers, but they're fully clothing, and it's just like, dude, you guys are acting like you're actually doing it, but it's not at the same time.
Yeah, it's like it's just so bizarre because obviously they can't show nudity like that in like a video game because
Otherwise, that'd be adult.
that would get them like an AO rating and stuff.
Yeah.
But it looks so awkward and unrealistic having it like fully clothed but still acting like, you know, they're doing the full motions.
Yeah.
Bizarre.
It's just one of those things. It's just like, oh my god, this is so awkward. Like, why did you even decide to do this?
The other games, like I think God of War had some like sex in that game as well. But it's like off screen.
Short. Yeah, it's very short.
Yeah.
So it's like it's not really. So that stuff.
It's not as awkward. It's weird, but
that stuff is like fine. But when it gets to those type of stuff, that's like gets awkward for me.
it's just I don't remember. I just remember playing some games when I would just be like 14, 15, where I'd just be playing a game like No More Heroes or Metal Gear Solid, where like something super violent happens in the game and one of my parents enters the room. It's just like
Awkward.
kind of like a No More Heroes, where like I bought that game and like my dad didn't really know what it was. He wouldn't have cared that much, but like I was like 14 and like outside of the first cutscene, when you start the actual gameplay of that game, the first word ever spoken is fuckhead, followed by the main character cutting a guy's head off and it like bleeding everywhere in like this anime style.
Well.
Because No More Heads was like cartoonishly like over the top and like ridiculous.
Yeah.
With the violence.
I've seen some gameplay. I actually want to play that game, but I want to get I need to get like discs and everything for it.
Yeah, No More Heroes. That's actually a pretty fun game. I played it once. I never played the sequel.
I probably will get the Wii version because it's better for Wiimote. I don't want to buy the PlayStation motion move.
Metal Gear Solid had some violent scenes where like I think my mom walked in on like me playing a scene where like in Metal Gear Solid 3 where like the boss like breaks Snake's arm and like throws him off a bridge. And my mom was just like, wow, she's mean, is how my mom reacted to that. Kind of funny. My dad knows what the Metal Gear Solid games are, so he wouldn't like care.
Yeah.
Metal Gear Solid does have like this weird like I don't know how to describe like the sexual themes of some of the games, especially 3.
Have you not?
I'm talking about where it's like they have the things where you can hold down like the button and like shows you like a Snake like his like POV where he's basically staring at characters like boobs and stuff.
Oh. Have you not seen?
It's just
4?
like this goofy like Hideo Kojima gimmick.
Yeah, no, that sounds like Hideo Kojima. But yeah, have you not seen anything about 4?
I've played 4 where there's like that character named Big Mama who's got to like unzip like the top of her jacket all the time, and it's like, ugh.
There's no character that's called Big Mama. I don't think.
Or something like that.
No, I don't think there's any character like that.
Dude, let me Google this real quick. I could have sworn that was her name.
I think. Are you talking about Naomi though? That's the only other.
No,
character.
not Naomi.
Yeah, I don't think there's any Big Mama. Well, no. Are you talking about a?
No, I'm literally seeing this in Google search results. Yeah. Oh well, it's
It's 4?
Eva from Metal Gear Solid 3, but she's old in Metal Gear Solid 4, but she goes by the codename Mama or Big Mama or something.
Did not know.
And she like shows off her boobs all the time, and it's like awkward.
I haven't seen.
'Cause
I haven't
I
seen
don't know.
Metal Gear
Like,
Solid 4.
Metal Gear games are great, but like Hideo Kojima is like weirdly sexist, as is much of Japan. So
I mean, it's Japan. Come on.
it's yeah. I don't know, the commodification of like, you know, sexual content here is bizarre.
Yep. It's all over the place.
Yep, yeah, you see that in Akihabara a lot when I was just like looking at like shops that have like anime and video game related merch, but then you walk into like an aisle that's too raunchy, and I'm like, nope, gonna skip this aisle.
It's gonna attack. Yeah, I haven't watched like Metal Gear. I want to play the Metal Gear Solid games. I mean, well, I have 5, but I also want to play the earlier ones.
Oh yeah, go to the start from the OG, man. Metal Gear
Well-
Solid 1 on the PlayStation 1. It's like some of the gameplay elements. I'm sure other people complain they haven't held up well, but I love that game, dude.
Well, I want to play Metal Gear Solid 1. It's like the only way I could play Metal Gear Solid 1 as of right now is literally playing the Twin Snakes, and even you said that's not exactly.
It's revisionist, yeah.
Yeah, it's not exactly the faithful to the original. And I
Well, you
want-
know the story about that one, right? Is that it wasn't directed by Kojima. It was directed by like a Japanese action movie director.
Yeah, no, I know.
It included a lot of weird like bullet time and like Matrix inspired like action sequences.
Yeah, I've seen a little bit, but not a whole lot. And I've watched all of Metal Gear Solid 1. I've watched all of 2, and I've watched all of 4. I've watched all of Revengeance too.
I would watch you play Twin Snakes though. That game would be funny to watch the cutscenes.
I mean,
and stuff,
I am
'cause I've
willing-
actually never played it.
I want to play it, but the only problem is that other than getting it on emulator, that thing has 2 discs. You need to get 2 discs for it, and usually those discs cost like $60 to $80 depending on what the condition.
I should have. I don't know. It's just like when I came back to the U.S. for like the winter. I haven't touched it, but in like all this like closet storage of like past Jets who have lived here, there's like an old PlayStation 2, and they left behind a copy of the Metal Gear Solid Essential Collection, which I have at home as well. It's the first 3 games
Actually,
in the series,
Yeah.
which is like a rare thing. But
oh yeah, that's true.
I'm not going back to the U.S. anytime soon, so it's not like I could bring that to you. But
Well, that's totally fine. I mean, well, if you ever get the chance to, I would love it. But one of the things is that actually, Sony wants to get the Silent Hills as well as the Metal Gear Solid games back to Hideo Kojima to make them. And so here's the thing. Like, the only problem is I cannot play. I want to get the essentials. And to get the essentials, I would need a PS3 at the very least. I still haven't got around to buying a PS3 because I thought the PS5 would at least be backwards compatible with all that, but unfortunately, it's only backwards compatible to PS4 at least so far.
Ugh.
It's like they had a whole talk about it, all these specs, and yeah, it flew over most people's heads. But they were very ambiguous with the backwards compatibility. They said like, oh yeah, the top 100 PS4 games, most of it will be available for PS5, and just like only like some of the top 100 played PS4 games. And then they literally today went out of the way and says like, oh, whoa, we want to say over 400 plus PS4 games are on it. It's just like, dude, you are not making yourself look any better.
Yeah, it's like it's cool that like the OG PS3 had backwards compatibility all the way to the PS1. Like that kind of thing should be a standard for game console releases. But
Well, it's like when you continue making game consoles, there's gonna be a point where it's gonna be so far behind. Like, I get it. There's a point where you can't go all the way back, but you should also make it so that there's a part, like you make some kind of like current gen console that can play all those games back.
yeah, plus a lot of companies know that they can just cash in by having like remastered versions of classic games to make more money off them.
Yeah, and that's just one of the reasons why I cannot play Metal Gear Solid games, because I would buy them, but I can't because they're all only on PS3 or earlier.
Yeah,
except for
it's
5.
I'm surprised that Nintendo did their thing where they gave away all those NES and SNES games for free instead of charging any kind of money for them.
I mean, to be honest,
I wish they do the for N64, man, because like, dude.
there's heavy rumors. There have been many rumors about like, yeah, they should do N64, and I think they will. It's just that they are trying to be like very secretive and conservative. I mean, there is like a Nintendo Direct supposedly rumored next week, so it's because of the Lego company saying like revealing like, oh, it's shown on the Nintendo Direct kind of thing. So that's hoping.
Alright, I'm gonna use the bathroom. I assume that we're starting Overcooked soon, right?
Yep, overcooked soon. Use the bathroom. I'm about to save this game. I battled a lot. Also, Mirror B! James, are you ready soon?
I'm a little preoccupied at the moment.
Hurry. Finish up what do you need to do, and we can start Overcooked, okay? Boom. Dun. Dun 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 dun. I'm saving because I need to save. Oh yeah, James. So apparently there are many free games on Steam right now, and apparently one of the games is called Pleasure Puzzle. And apparently it's not even adult oriented. It's literally just cute faced drawn women, and you just put their faces together.
Okay.
It's like a game called Pleasure Puzzle Portrait. It's just like that's asking for misconception. You also can get Tomb Raider if you want for free. Man, where the heck do I need to go? I was not paying attention. Dang it. The kids hideout. So weird saying that. Just look away.
What?
Just like duking. The animation in this game is just so stiff.
Yeah, this guy's breathing looks really weird.
They're on the same animation cycle, like 1 second cycle over and over again.
Also, that dude's physique is just like, what? What?
Yep. Oops. Oh yeah, I put that slight echo there. I forgot that. I need to keep remembering to switch over between the. Actually, I should probably do better. Yeah, the animate. I don't know if it's great. This is the GameCube era game. The GameCube came out when Xbox and PlayStation 2 came out, right? Yeah. No, graphics wise, it was. I think GameCube was more powerful than the PS2 and Xbox, I believe.
I think it was more powerful than the PS2. I'm not sure about the Xbox, but
I know GameCube was considered the most powerful console at the time. But unfortunately, it wasn't as popular as like the PlayStation 2.
It wasn't, yeah. And their games like Mario Sunshine looked really good for its time.
Yeah,
With the colorful graphics and the water effects and stuff.
Mario Sunshine aged well. Definitely. This game has not aged well.
It has not.
Yep. Yeah, the only why did you stand up again? Let's see what games. Mario Kart Double Dash looks great still too. And Melee still looks good. Even though Melee was like a launch title. Just waiting for James to finish up whatever he's doing while I just complete the story a little bit more. Also, remember, in Overcooked, we're gonna need to get some stars. Did Will just unmute himself to just say what?
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 No.
What?
What?
What? Actually, like ever since people have been pointing out Ash's like gym battles, yeah, in Kanto region, he really did not win a lot of his battles.
Oh, he sucked, yeah.
It's like, actually, Lieutenant Surge was his actually first ever properly won gym battle without cheating from the electricity with Brock, and Misty without Team Rocket interfering. Erica just gave him the badge. Sabrina didn't even they didn't really fight in Sabrina's gym battle. It's made her laugh.
Yeah, I've forgotten how a lot of the episodes go in the later gyms.
Yeah, and then
But I wonder I should check right now if the series is still on Netflix in Japanese.
Koga he won that. And yeah, Blaine, he won that. And in the sense of the last one, yeah, he won that too.
Oh yeah, Indigo League is still here on Netflix.
Hey, I want to watch that Indigo League again.
It has 82 episodes.
Dude, I want to watch X, Y, and Z. Like, that actually is a series that I want to watch, because I always heard that's always considered the best Pokemon series of all time. Also, where did this gear come from? Why is this gear, like, in my pocket somehow?
Ah!
I want to go back. I've been watching the English dub of Pokemon XY, and then just I know that nowadays they're being more faithful with dubs now, so at least I can watch dubbing even if the acting's not always on par. But that's what you get with dubbing. Okay, gonna battle the Colosseum. James, how soon are you able to finish whatever you're doing?
No idea.
Oh boy. Well, I guess I'm gonna go with the Colosseum then.
I guess I should freaking play Animal Crossing or something, man.
No, man. Gotta take care of your animals, man. Man, go
Take care of my animals. Do you even know what you do in those games?
I've watched
It's not
Chuck E.
freaking Doko Demo Hamster, dude.
Dude, Dogodema Hamster on crack.
Well, in Animal Crossing, you fight the legions of hell.
Right, she's the Doomslayer. Also, Kyle, don't forget to fish up some sea bass.
Believe me, I've done that a lot already.
I just wanted to rub my stick a little bit.
What?
My analog stick.
Oh, sure.
I don't know what are you talking about? James, do you have something explaining to do?
Yes. By explaining, I mean you are a terrible person.
I was saying I was rubbing my stick. What are you talking about?
Alright, dude.
What? What? You guys are being so cryptic. I always thought fighting would be super effective to Sanshiro, but never is. Oh, Makuhita went down and got back up. Oh no, it's poison. Dang it. Well, this is gonna suck. Oh, I mistimed that. Man, there's so many Pokemon battles in this game. You would think that this would be a mainline Pokemon game, but it's not. One thing I just don't like about XD and Colosseum is that they really make you battle a lot of trainers, and it drains on you instead of like meeting wild encounters. One of the things I liked about XD is that they changed to that. Are you saying? Did you say that in like the beginning you're from Japan, playing in Japanese?
Yeah, and they praise your Japanese and be like, of course, that's why your Nihongo is Jozu. And I'm like, shut up.
Dude,
game.
Did you even like did you see some of the responses to those questions?
What about them?
So like apparently
It praises your Japanese skills.
yeah, it praises your Japanese skills if you're not Japanese. Like, oh man, you're so good at Japanese.
It does if you say that you're Japanese, though. Like, it doesn't ask, are you a Japanese person ethnically? It just asks if you live in Japan. I'm like, yeah. And they're like, oh, well, that must be why you're so good at Japanese. I'm like, shut up, man.
They even praise you, saying like, oh, it's like if your Japanese is so like if you're playing in Japanese and you're saying you're not from Japan, it's like, oh, dude, we confuse you as an actual Japanese person. Oh man, it's so good. It's like,
Yeah, well, I posted a tweet about that where somebody's like, "Oh my god, I'm triggered," like
Yeah.
in reaction to that.
I remember that. I saw
That's
that.
a common thing in Japan. If you say like 2 words in Japanese, people will be like, "Oh my god, your Japanese is so good." I'm like, "Shut up! All I did was say my name is Kyle or whatever."
Yeah, it's way too like common.
People can be kind of patronizing.
I wonder if they did that on purpose though, just to patronize those people.
In Animal Crossing,
Yeah.
I don't freaking know, dude. It just made me so upset. I'm like, I've been playing this game for like 5 minutes. I'm already so upset.
Wait, is that supposed to be overcooked? Animal Crossing is not supposed to make you upset.
Yeah, I'm kidding, but well, when I found that, you know, Slumlord Tom Nook is making me pay him so much money already. Also, Tom Nook is like thick in the new game. Like he's got like a beer gut, and he'll be like standing around drinking a soda in his shop. Like he's like a chubby Tanuki dude.
Jeez. I guess he's like in between games. He drank a lot. Dude, why would you have like... Dude, you have 5 Titan V graphics cards in this computer? That's overkill. Unless you're making like
Who?
a supercomputer.
You're an overkill.
Wait, why? What?
Oh, they're doing this to help fight the COVID, so they're doing a lot of processing power. That's why. I'm looking at this like tweet while this battle animation is going, and it was just like, dude, I was like, dude, it's alive, and we're just like, is that 5 graphics cards? And it's like, I look at this, and he posted another picture about what's running. They're all Titan V graphics cards. And it's like Titan V for NVIDIA graphics cards are one of the most powerful graphics cards you can ever get your hands on. And so it's like, dude, that is overkill to the max. But I guess it's like when you're trying to make like a computation-heavy system, that's kind of needed. I mean, I probably will do something similar to that when I get like around to building my own like area where I'll have my own like little server computational computer and like yeah, like a little backup server and everything.
Technical stuff is what I'm hearing.
Hey, all this stuff is actually pretty cool and really helpful once you get around to it.
Once I get a what?
Once you ever get if you ever in your life get around to like building your own, it actually is really helpful.
Yeah, no, I'll let them build it for me.
Cool. Tell me where you live. I'll build it for
Nope.
you.
You don't get to know where I live.
But I'll build it
I don't
for you.
trust you. I don't trust you.
I'll build it for you.
You may build it for me, but you'll probably kill me in the process and then take all my shit.
No, I won't.
Why I do not.
Come on, you could trust me. I never let you down. I don't think I ever let you down before anyway.
Swotor.
That was a different... That's not letting you down. That's more of like doing you a favor.
How was trying to... How was chasing me around an entire planet doing me a favor?
James and I wanted to give you a little bit of a extra thing. Thought you would enjoy the lap dances.
No. Speaking of Swotor, I want to go over and see. Oops.
Oh, should we hop on Swartor soon? Just so we can lap dance?
I'm checking to see if I actually got it fully downloaded or did I stop.
I thought you fully
That's
downloaded it. Or
I'm checking to see if because I had to uninstall and reinstall it.
You
completely.
The last time you were saying it was like 60, and that was like really late at night.
Well, I know it finished enough to where I can play, but stay on the starting planet. which would mean I can only play on my Sith right now.
Yeah, that would be a problem.
I'm trying to watch Deathly Hallows Part 1.
I never. Oh, I kind of enjoyed Deathly Hallows Part 1, but
Ah.
not really. As Emoto
Okay.
would call it, the really long camping trip.
I've only completed up to 50.36%. It's ready to play, just...
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, Kyle. Are you gonna be staying at home a lot during this week?
Probably, yeah.
Oh man, it's about time to get learning some photoshopping.
I might play a Pokemon hack.
Oh, for making Paper Mario memes?
Come on, man. We need to see.
Dude, why do you think that's the only thing I do with my life?
I want to see that 7.5 meme.
I don't want to play Amaryllis.
I mean, Emoto also demands to do a 7.5.
I know.
That
wanna play
that
Clover.
whole 7.5 took 4 hours. It's like I beat the chapter and everything in like 3 hours, and then discovering everything else took 4 hours. That was just crazy.
I think I found the Pokemon hack I was meaning to actually start with.
I thought you said.
When I was doing that stream.
I thought you said mating.
I was meaning.
Good, because I misheard
It
the
was
first time.
It was not Amaryllis. It was Pokemon Clover.
Is it gonna be randomized?
This one's not random. I can't do randomized on these hack ones. It won't let me. I tried to put that in there, and it.
Are you gonna actually? When are you gonna actually do a randomizer? Because Emoto wants to
I
watch you suffer.
will. I will do a randomizer after I beat at least one of these hacks.
Wait, are you gonna play 2 hacks at once?
I'm not gonna play 2 hacks at once. I'm doing only. I'm not gonna. I'm gonna stop on Amaryllis. Switch to Clover. Nice strength.
2.
Nick, you're asked if you ever fixed Book of Mario.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna answer after Will finished, but
But
I
did you fix?
didn't, cause I'm not planning to play Chapter 8 at all this weekend, cause those cheat codes, while they're supposed to work, aren't working. So I'm trying to find a different alternative, and one of the codes that I found could potentially have a Goomba drop an item, and then I mean any item, even key items. So I was thinking of having battling Goombas to drop those items as I go. So, but that's like that's gonna have to be a test once I get around to that again.
Alright, I'm done with my thing.
Okay.
But if we could recreate it in Gmod or something.
Recreate what?
Recreate Book of Mario.
Oh god. Just like the
Get us
whole
pretty-
thing of running back and forth after breaking the game, being like the door,
Oh,
the door.
Dude, that is.
Just like, just have everyone line up in a line and just be the actors and just get a script.
Freaking like Laser Gamer 112 animated, like people make animated of gaming videos in YouTube.
Dude, I always
Like
wanted.
Game Grumps.
I always wanted to do a Gmod animation, but those take so long.
I got
The door.
mutated.
Door.
I was mutated in Fallout. And the silence ensues.
You know what else is silent? This whole fight. I only hear background noises.
Huh.
No, literally.
So
There's nothing out here.
I haven't finished yet, but I've been watching the most recent GDQ speedrun of the Thousand Year Door, and like they've discovered a lot of new stuff. Like the one I'm watching is an all crystal stars running, meaning that they have to actually get all of the crystal stars, but
Oh, you are playing
they have
Pokemon.
glitches that let them skip basically the entirety of chapters 3 and 6.
I would
So,
watch
Or,
your stream on Twitch right now.
So they are able to skip. I don't know why then the emulator can't do it. I guess it's just because it's not perfect.
Well, they don't do
You're playing
Flavio
on-
percent or anything like that in the newest routes. What they
You're
did in
playing
chapter
Colosseum on
3 was
emulator?
They got the Ultra Hammer way in advance using a glitch that lets them clip through the ground in the attic of the building, like the hotel. They clip through that to get the Ultra Hammer early, and then what they do is they when they get to Grubba's office in Chapter 3, they say no to becoming a fighter, which lets them just walk around at Grubba's office.
Huh.
And they do like a very like precision style of jumping that lets them get on top of his bookshelf and use the Ultra Hammer to break through the vent in his room. And once you've gone through that vent, it automatically takes you to the sequence right before you break into his office at the end of Chapter 3. And so then they just go back through the vent into the office again, and that takes you all the way to the Grubba fight, skipping the entirety of Chapter 3.
Jeez.
And I think there's some sort of glitch to end up being able to get Yoshi anyway, even though they skipped that in the story. And then with Chapter 6, they basically do what you would do in a normal Flavio % style run where you already have the pipe to the end of Chapter 6.
Yeah.
To get to the city, to get to Pashley Heights. And then you just enter the building, and then they use a glitch that they call it super jumping, where basically it's this weird thing where they use a copied file that lets Mario die by falling into like a bottomless pit in Boggly Woods and getting a game over, and then loading their normal save file where they were in Chapter 6, which basically lets him do a weird space jump glitch that lets him get way high up and completely negates the need to get the Ultra Boots in Chapter 6. And so they're able to skip the entirety of Chapter 6 as well.
Wow.
And that's basically as far as I've watched. But yeah, it's just these glitches that let them skip like huge sections of the game.
Yeah, I think like the reason why the emulator copy is not working is just because it's an emulator. It's not perfect. It needs the better like simulate like it just needs to be like a little bit better on that regard.
I'm not totally sure. They also did kind of a cool thing in Chapter 5, which isn't like a major exploit glitch, but basically when you're in the part of the chapter you need to get some sort of like boat machine part that lets you like access like another area later in the chapter.
Yeah.
They can do this really precision jump with the paper tube because you get to jump over to that part, which lets you get that part before you have the boat power up, which just saves you a lot of time because then you don't have to backtrack later.
Oh, dang it. Okay.
So
There's a lot of cool little tricks they can do.
Do you basically just skip all the fights in the game, like using glitches?
You could.
And in a 1000-Year Door speedrun, they basically avoid most unnecessary encounters, and they don't skip most of the boss fights. Chapters 3 and 6, they skip almost everything. But in chapters like 2 and Chapter 5, where you have a boss fight, they use peril strats with badges that give Mario such immense attack power they can basically kill any boss fight with like 2 attacks. Like when they did the end of Chapter 5, they were able to kill each of Cortez's stages using peril strats without even giving Cortez a chance to attack.